I'm Ben Allen, and we're in my studio in Brighton. I take my camera. The streets here in Brighton are covered in graffiti and peeling posters of billboards and things like that, so I go and I take lots of photographs, and then I archive a lot of things. I buy a lot of books, and then I compile a lot of that imagery and just spend a lot of time soaking it all up until I'm ready to kind of eject it onto my canvases or whatever it is that I'm working on at the time. Sometimes I'll create freehand backgrounds and I'll photograph those. That actually is one of the most important processes that I've found over the past few years, is creating rough backgrounds, photographing them, archiving those using my computer. Then I can take graphic imagery that I've pre-archived in image software and overlay those onto the backgrounds that I've painted or drawn or however I've produced them. So it's a great tool for composing things without having to commit to actually doing anything on the canvas first. A whole palette of different techniques that I'm constantly adding to, and always looking to learn new techniques or try new things, but that's about experimenting in the studio and in another print studio that I work in. The other print studio that I work in, I use to produce silk screens, and that's for really very graphic and very precise detailed imagery, but there's lots of different techniques you can use that for, and you can get lots of contrasts and brilliant colours. I use toner printouts from big commercial printers and cut those out and use those for collages. So with those I can print my own imagery onto these big pieces of paper and then compose collage compositions from those. I create 3D works from found or just unusual objects. I quite like repetition. Recently I bought 3,000 plastic soldiers from America, all about this big, and sprayed them with this gold reflective paint, which took ages, but to make this idea that I've had for quite a while. So I've made a big peace sign out of these soldiers. Talking about my own style evolving, I think 10 years ago when I first started out, I probably had a very good idea of what I wanted to be creating, but I think it's only now that I've always been happy with what I've made, but it's now I'm really enjoying it, and but that's 10 years of practicing and having lots of different experience with exhibiting my work and things like that, and just working on my techniques all the time. As you have to do with anything that you want to get good at, you have to evolve the techniques that you enjoy. But I had a very clear idea of, I've always been into very bright colours, and then the objects that I use are usually always in black and white with colours surrounding them. I think the work that I was creating when I first started out, within the sort of first year to the 5th year that I was doing things, was a kind of a lot more simple and a lot more graphic. And it's taken me 10 years to create a fluidity in myself and in my work and gel with my environment, my own working environment, because it takes a long time to evolve these things, but it's all very exciting. It's a lot of hard work, but it's very exciting. If you really love what you're doing, it's investing very valuable time into your own practice.